Hey everyone, welcome. My name is Melissa Lemunyon, and I am here today for the Friday afternoon live chat on the wonderful Psychetruth web channel. I'm sure most of you know, but for those of you who don't, Psychetruth recently reached 1 million subscribers, and so, huge applause all around. I was filming with them the other night and I saw the giant plaque that YouTube sent them. It was almost too heavy for one person to lift. So, anyways, congratulations, Psychetruth. Hello, everyone in chat. Beautiful. I see Courtney Wood, Julia, and Andrea. Orville Fartwell. Oh, come on. All right. Never mind. Aurelian 8, Maya Darby, hello. Gentle Heart, Opium Devil, my favorite. Let's see. Okay, there's lots of stuff from earlier. Okay. Well, since I don't see, I thought for, well, I don't have any suggestions for a meditation, so I thought I would show you guys a, sorry. Sorry, the computer did something. I did something. Hey, Arash, how's it going? I'm doing well. Usual Friday. Hi, Califior. How's it going? Welcome. All right, so this is more yoga-y. So I like to start out my live chats with a meditation before, and we've started to do them after as well. The thing is that anything can really be a meditation as long as you have some kind of focus point, and you're committing to bringing your attention back as you notice your mind wandering, which for every, for beginners and for experienced meditators, let's, be reminded that having our minds wander is part of the process, and it's to be expected, and it happens to everyone. It means that you are meditating. The meditation is in coming back to whatever that focal point is. So, hi, Tahira. So anyways, I'm going to show you a really fabulous, I think, personally, shoulder movement. And so what this is going to do is it's going to work out the back, your upper back muscles, which will not only just kind of relieve some of the tightness and tension. A lot of us have a lot of trigger points in our upper back, so this is going to help with those. It's going to help to open up / realign, your shoulder girdle and your chest, and hopefully provide some relief to the pectoral muscles. All right, so a couple of structural things for this. You want to have your abs lightly engaged, and we want to be let's lift up our shoulder blades and roll them onto our backs. All right, you feel those muscles that are engaging back there? So we want to have our abs engaged, and you're doing this too hard or too fiercely if you notice any kind of arching or disengagement at the diaphragm. So, hey Tashina, how's it going? I'll get to most of your guys' questions as soon as we do this little meditation. All right, so follow along or not. I'll set a timer for 2 minutes. And so anyways, this is just a great little movement. This is something that's really easy to do at a desk. And it can help to just relieve some of that pain that we have. So many of us, maybe you don't, and if you don't, that's awesome. Congratulations. All right. So this is also a really great meditation if you wanted to have an intention about letting something go, because by actively engaging muscle groups, we're creating heat, We are, there's chemical reactions involved in moving, engaging our, there's circulation is happening. So it can be a time to symbolically and let go of something, whatever you're able to. All of this is, of course, just an invitation, and we'll do this and get to everyone's questions. All right, so about 2 minutes. Oh, the breath part. Sorry. So inhale on the up, exhale down. UA Beauty 99 Mohammed. We're actually about to do a short meditation / yoga exercise that will release stress. Absolutely. So the tricks here are going to, again, just have your abs engaged. We're really trying to work the muscles in between your shoulder blades, in the back of the upper back. We don't want to have not so much like this. We want to be aligned. So rolling the shoulder blades onto the back. All right. Okay. So as always, if you feel lightheaded or dizzy, slow down. You can keep the movement going and do slow, even inhales and exhales. You can soften your breath. Everyone's coming from a different place physically, where your body's capacity to actually expand and, the oxygen exchange is already kind of established. So wherever you're at is perfectly okay. Which is probably one of the most important pieces of advice I would give, new meditators, is that just start with where you're at, and a little bit of easy work done consistently is going to be a lot better than, allowing that perfectionistic mentality. If I can't do it perfectly, or whatever this idea I have of perfect, and there's no point of doing it at all, that you will try something that works. All right, 20 more seconds if you're doing this. Keep those shoulder blades on the back. All right. Big breath. And exhale, roll your shoulders. I hope. If you're feeling any pain, then go slower next time for sure. Ruben, yes, this will help with neck tension if you're doing it with the right alignment, right? It's not if your shoulders are rolled forward, that's going to probably aggravate things. But lift your shoulders up to your ears, and then open up roll your shoulder blades onto your back, right? So so if you're doing it that way, what you're doing is you're strengthening the weaker muscle groups in the upper back, and relieving some of the tension in the pecs. Oh my God, you guys. Ugh. Hi, Jim Mullen. Thank you so much. Hi, Elkie. What's going on? Thanks to Sheena. It's good to see you. Let's see. There's a few questions up here. So Gentle Heart 01. I have several newly discovered health problems causing weight gain. Thyroid is low functioning, hormones and brain out of whack, sending me for MRI, and ovarian cysts. Is there anything I can do? Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do for this. Meditation is one of those things where I'll give you a few more things other than just meditate, but I think that when it comes to health issues of more of the chronic nature, or ones that are going to have you be more sensitive to stress and emotions, I think adding in some kind of small meditative practice right now, right as you're starting on this journey of figuring out what's going on, not what's wrong, but what's out of balance. And so there's that piece, but then you're also going into the whole making decisions and research and everything. So even without the health stuff, making those kind of decisions would still, be stressful. And so you have the extra stress in general, plus the fact that, you don't feel well. So meditation, having some kind of mindfulness practice, even if you're just sitting for 5 minutes a day and noticing your breath, you don't even have to change anything. That's actually a really useful, I say beginners, it's actually sort of advanced, but just noticing your without shifting anything, despite noticing probably the urge to shift something, but allowing what is to just be. Anything, meditation, but really ultimately making sure that you are still self-caring and finding time and space for nurturing pleasure. So this is also probably would be a really good time to get a massage. So this is also to kind of transition over a little bit. I find herbs to be very comforting and effective when dealing with, or at least in assisting with dealing both with the stress of having a health issue and the actual health issue itself. So since you're talking about your hormones being out of balance, I'll give you a few general tips, but with something like this is where the skills of an experienced naturopathic physician or herbalist or kind of trained medical professional, some kind of trained health professional who has experience dealing with these issues. If you want a reference, I know some great naturopaths who they do phone consultations, etc. But in general, flaxseed oil would be something I would reach for when I have hormone things that are out of balance, especially going with the lignin, a high lignin flaxseed oil. There's a lot of other herbs you can take, or that'll say that are, those will help to balance hormones. I would tread cautiously, even with prepared teas. Red raspberry is generally a pretty gentle, maybe. Nettles are always good. And then, looking for, some kind of more expert resource. But yeah, just stay strong and eat iodine-rich foods. And again, a naturopathic physician will help you with the decision of supplements versus medication, etc. But just be careful. You are talking about, hormones and, the systems that are actually out of balance. And so, just take a lot of care. I'm sorry. Let's see. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any more questions, and let's see what's going on. For the hair, Ahmed Mohammed, rosemary. So rosemary, like a strong herbal infusion or tea of rosemary made out of rosemary leaves, or the essential oil, appropriately diluted. So 1 to 3 drops per tablespoon of carrier oil, olive oil, coconut oil, etc. Massage into the head. And then look at your stress. Try and reduce your stress. You can do reflexology on your fingertips and your toes, the tips of your toes. Boost your kidneys. Hey Brian, what's going on? Oh, that's frozen in a grate. That's awesome. So Jasmine Haidari. So I am Melissa Lemonian. I am a regular presenter here in Psychetruth. I do massage tutorials. I've done some reflexology, Stone, so kind of over in the bodywork part of their main channel. And I've been working with their ASMR channel for the last 9 months or so. Doing I do scalp massage and some soft spoken massage, and we've been playing around with brushes, and I've occasionally done some role play things over there. It's pretty fun. Karina and I have a good time. And so anyways, I have a small degree in what at my school was called holistic healthcare from the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, which is one of the largest holistic arts centers in the Southwest. And it's a great school. Highly recommend. So, yeah, I just got back from work, Brian. Yeah, totally. Thanks for the thumbs up. Who was that? James White. Thank you. Yes, thumbs up. Yes, Tiny. Okay, so give my chat a thumbs up. Please subscribe to Psychetruth or Psychetruth ASMR. Psychetruth has a Patreon where there is exclusive content, and I'm actually getting ready to make a super basic how to massage for beginners. Like, oh, you want to like work on your friends at, your coworkers' shoulders, or, if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, we'll be doing some classes. And so they'll eventually, at the moment, they'll be available in Patreon pretty soon. Oh my God, my hair. Sorry, guys. Ugh. So Iona for something, you're asking about dry brushing, a window wiper. I've heard of that. Like, yeah, using kind of like the little squeegee things, or instead of a dry brush. Well, because you can, because really, a window wiper, what that's going to give you is like more steady, even pressure, which when you're looking at wanting to like move lymph and increase circulation, that's going to be more movement. Like, that deeper pressure will get you more into like the muscles and the fascia. The dry brushing, the reason why I really like a dry brush personally is because you get that great skin exfoliating piece, which is just, it makes your skin so soft. So soft. References would be awesome. Abigail Womack, I cannot do the splits. Thanks, Elkie. I know, right? I don't know. You know how it is. Okay, ways to fall asleep quicker. Splits. Abigail Womack, splits. All right, Abigail. So if I was going to try and get my splits, which I do consider, I used to have them, right? And like I can still do whatever I want because I'm a grown up. So technically I could dance. So anyways, if I was going to do the splits, I would check out some of Psychetruth's How to Get Your Splits videos. I would also want to make sure that I am supporting my connective tissues, right? Because especially if you're trying to get your splits, in a little bit more concentrated period of time, I want to make sure that I'm giving my tendons and my muscles and my ligaments as much support nutritionally as I can from the inside so that I can prevent injury, basically, really. So you want to look at your essential fatty acids. So flaxseed oil is always a good one. Maybe even some kind of like arnica, it's a homeopathic that's really good for muscles. And I would make sure I'm hydrating really, really well, and possibly even limiting my sugar and processed food intakes, because those have a high, they'll cause inflammation, which you don't want if you're trying to work, your connective tissue, but also keep it strong and limber. And then I would, practice consistently, going really slowly. All right, Maya Darby. Melissa, what do you do when you sweat too much under your arms? Girl, wish I didn't answer. I don't really know. Kind of some general things that have helped me is just if I'm sometimes, like, I think for me, like if I'm sweating copiously, it's because there's like maybe a mineral imbalance. And so I looked at my diuretic intake, so like coffees and teas, stimulants, etc. And then what's my mineral intake? Are my electrolytes balanced? And then I've also had some success with opening up other, the rest, because your whole body is covered in pores, right? You can sweat, as Bikram has taught me, you can sweat from any part of your body, right? So if maybe if like it's almost as if you're sweating too much from your under your arms, maybe perhaps other pores are clogged, or some other detoxification system in your body is clogged. It is occasionally like this, Luke. So, and then after that, I just personally choose to tolerate it versus, heavy duty antiperspirants. But if that's, of course, if that's what, everyone, there's other options as far as that goes. All right. Oh, Iono 407, lemon juice is good to reduce sweating. Like applying it topically or taking it internally? Yeah, blue Sardex sweating is one of the body's ways of detoxing. Yeah, I regret. That's one thing in our culture. Aptrut. No, I don't. I've tried Bikram. And I have to say that first class with her, I peeled myself up off the floor. Oh. I have great respect for someone who has developed the physical capacity to tolerate that kind of physical activity in that environment of torture. Topically, okay. All right, so there's some good questions. I think I missed a few though. Yeah, okay, so how to get to sleep quicker. How do you get to sleep quicker? So like you're tossing and turning and having a hard time falling asleep when you're like when you lay down to go to sleep. So Isabel Baker, I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and I'll answer your anxiety question with the sleep question, because if you can improve your quality of sleep, that's definitely gonna help with anxiety. So practicing good sleep hygiene, so limiting electronics. Basically, you're wanting to lower your stimulation, give yourself some amount of time, and you can experiment with how long, 2 hours, 20 minutes, it's going to probably depend for, what will work for you. And then, you want to reduce your stimulation. Probably, I like to go outside if at all possible. Doing, something to kind of separate, you want to have a somewhat intentional separation from the rest of your day, especially if you're dealing with racing thoughts. Can you imagine that you're done, can you be done with things? And then some kind of separation that involves your senses. So that's why I like to go outside, because then I'm breathing in fresh air, I'm feeling a breeze on my skin. It's a totally different environment. A quick and easy one would be to take a hot shower, or a hot bath. You could even try, especially if you're really kind of hyped up and amped, do the hot cold. So shower thing. So, get warm up, get, as hot as you can stand the water for a few minutes and heat your whole body up. And then you want to flip it over to as cold as you can stand it. And then if you need to, or you can do that a few times. And that will, since you're wanting to go to sleep, you want to end with a hot cycle, because heat is going to be relaxing, sedating, but that constriction in your circulation can so what that's doing is it's forcing your body to increase its circulation. And so, kind of shocks your nervous system too a little bit. So the horror that you're feeling as you're standing in the cold water, gritting your teeth and screaming or not, that's tension being released, that otherwise would be racing through your thoughts, etc. And then also trying to eat a few, just give some time for your food to digest before you try and go to bed. A couple of hours, I've heard up to 4. If you go longer than that, I think a light, easily digestible snack is fine. Probably encouraged to, keep your blood sugar, but that's something that I don't always do, but I do notice it makes a difference. All right, there's so much more, but I'm going to move on because I know there's lots of other questions. Can you give me advice to get rid of belly fat? Eliminating, so quick and dirty. So eliminating processed foods. So specifically sugar, especially if you're drinking sweet drinks. White flour you want to get rid of. And then, so you want to get rid of, alcohols also, especially if you're drinking beer. But I guess this is hilarious. I didn't realize wine had calories in it until recently. no. But yeah, no, so alcohol is, that's kind of a big calorie source. And then you want to, increase your cardio, drink lots of water, eat lots of fibery foods, so whole grains and vegetables. And then like taking a lot of flaxseed oil is also going to be helpful to kind of, sounds weird, right? Like fat, you take fat to burn fat, but it's a thing. Like you take flaxseed oil to a certain point and it like will start to burn your fat. So I hope that helps. All right. Come now. Where are you, comments? More sleepy suggestions. Forward bends like swan pose is good to feel sleepy. Absolutely. Bridge pose is also a good yoga pose for insomnia. Yeah, I live in Austin, Texas, home of Psychetruth. So I see I missed a lot of the chat. Okay. The Honest Guys meditation. Oh, cool. Okay, so Ahmed, how to clean your lungs by giving back its health after quitting smoking. So two quick things. You want to increase your free radical, not increase your free radical intake. Oh my God, increase your antioxidant intake. So eating foods that are rich. So so like superficially, you can just increase. Okay. So in addition to increasing your diet, increasing your intake of antioxidant rich foods. So, those are your berries, blueberries, bright colors, your foods with bright colors. Tomatoes have lots of antioxidants, etc. You probably would want to even get a quality antioxidant supplement of some kind. It's just, kind of give your body those heavier doses of these healthy things. And then, if you want to get a little bit more serious, so it's supporting how to clean your lungs, in general, to support the body's healing processes, you want to reduce things that will cause inflammation, and so those include stress and not sleeping and processed foods. And so however you can reduce your stress in a way that doesn't make you more stressed out, that's going to overall help you to heal. It's like getting sleep. That's going to be something that you can do. Specifically though, about the lungs, in addition to antioxidants, I recommend reflexology. And so that's something that you can do yourself. I have a DIY reflexology video on the main channel. If you just search DIY reflexology, there's a allergies one. And so, but basically I'll just show you, if you imagine like you can even do this on your hands. Like this is the chest area. And then if you just imagine your feet, so here's like the arch of your foot and the ball right here. So like this, that's like the right underneath your toes. That's what those are the chest lung reflexes. So you can work those. Acupuncture is always going to be good. And then I was also going to say aromatherapy. And so you're actually breathing in these healing plant compounds. So you want to look at, any kind of breathe formula. So you're looking at eucalyptus, pine, lemon, rosemary, thyme. Breathing those in, doing, however you want to apply them copiously, even like topically to your, to the back of your chest, your upper back. You can also do massage. All right. I like Nelson Silva, eat an apple for your lungs. Garuda Legends, can you tell me about something about crystals used in meditation? So a lot of people use crystals for meditation. They can be a useful focal point, if you want something to actually physically look at. And so in that sense, they're very effective meditation aids. As far as other crystals are healing, or they have, I encourage people to do your own experiments. And if you have crystals or play with them, and you know, if you don't notice any difference, right? Because like I could stand here, or we'll sit here and say all day long that crystals, there's healing power in crystals, and if you just take this rose quartz, blah 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 blah. But okay, right? So like that's me just saying something. But if you take that rose quartz or whatever, and you feel a shift in your body, in your experience, and how everything feels, well, you know, it's kind of like with anything, you know, try it out for yourself and see if it works. And if not, then maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it does. Maybe it's just not for you. If you're looking for, I guess, general crystals for meditation, quartz are always good. Rose quartz is also like, that's a really good, like, compassionate, good stone. Honestly, be careful. Like amethyst, that's also a really good one as well. And then if you want something more grounding, anything like black or the darker colors. Personally, I'd be careful. I'd be careful of the blues. Angelite's a good gentle blue one. So Alex Riley, what's the best way to get rid of leg pain after working out in the gym? The first thing that comes to mind is minerals, you know, specifically magnesium. You could find, there's lots of different kinds of powdered magnesium, and I recommend taking that, you know, mixing up a dose and seeing if that helps, maybe even doubling it, you know, mixed magnesium is awesome. Also eat a banana, right? You have electrolytes, potassium. Make sure you're hydrated. If you're having pain, I would look at your hydrations. Like, are you taking a lot of caffeine, or other diuretics and or stimulants? Heat. Although I don't, you know, that's one of those things. Like some people, some athletes say that they like to do cold right after they work out to reduce pain. I don't know. Like, it kind of depends on what, you know, is it muscle pain? Is it connective tissue pain? Is it bone? Are you like straining something in your bones? So I would do a little bit more research, and definitely like ease up, you know, like see if there's alternatives for you to like, they're like, can you get the same workout doing less weight bearing things in the moment? You know, like your safety is more important. Okay. It's not, yeah. So and then the Nelson Silva is suggesting protein for the leg injury. Oh, hey, Charlie. I was late too. It's all good. Were you stuck in the rain? I was stuck in the rain. Jesse Oka for the leg, dynamic stretching for calves and quads. Is that a question or a suggestion? Because I think it's a great suggestion, and my suggestion would be to look up, I imagine we have some kind of thigh stretching video on Psychetruth. I don't really, my advice is like to find a resource, because I don't really, it's not my area of expertise. Brian, you're so sweet. I look all dressed up. These are just work clothes. Oh, that's nice. Blue Sardex. I think for sleeping, I've used aromatherapy, bath oil, or tea. Yes, totally. Tea's a great ritual. It's also a very like sensual feeling it in your body. Sometimes watch a boring movie. So something that helps me for sleeping is, while we're back on the subject a little bit, so if there's books that I feel like I need to read, but I'm not terribly excited about reading, I'll read a few chapters. Or maybe half a chapter, or maybe just a page, and I'm like, oh, that's right, I'm totally ready for bed now. UA Beauty 99 Muhammad. All right, so I have a problem too in relationships with my friends that I find most of them get too close to me. They start taking advantage of me. That's why I'm upset now, and I don't want to deal with anyone. Okay, well, that makes sense. Okay, so all right, so you're describing like this dynamic where your friends got too close to you, and so you started to lose resources, and so that makes sense to like pull away. It makes sense that then now you're upset because you've lost resources in some way, whether those are it's your time or your energy or your money, or, you know, I have no idea how specifically they took advantage of you. So you're upset. That's a natural reaction. And then wanting to not deal with anyone, that's also a natural reaction. You're wounded right now. You want to protect yourself. So, you know, I want you to just remember that you have an invisible crown that you get to put on whenever you want. And so part of this crown So basically that's just that's a kind of a for me, a silly, fun way of saying that, I'm a sovereign person. I get to choose how close people get to me or not. And so, so going forward, as you heal, your piece in this is, how do you engage with people that lets them get too close in the first place? And then, if someone does get too close, how can you communicate that to them in a way that, if you want to keep the relationship, allows you to keep the relationship, because sometimes if someone's getting too close, that's a clear sign of like, no, I don't need this person. This person is detrimental to me, but sometimes also, and I don't know what the situation is with you specifically, UAE Beauty 99, but when we have relationships that we do want to keep in our lives, that we do want to work through, they can get too close and hurt us and take advantage of us, because everyone's human. And so learning how to communicate, hey, no, you've come too far. This is hurting me, is going to be important when dealing with both people, but then also especially when you want to retain the connection and, make it so that they can be in relationship to you and not be hurting you. So take some deep breaths. Take care, let yourself be upset, but also want to encourage you to, as you feel your feelings, you feel them with the intent of letting it go, right? So that you can, whether or not you become friends with these people again, allowing, nurturing and holding on to, remember, really, allowing that hurt to stay with you will color color all of your relationships going forward. So I encourage you to feel it, really feel it, and then let it do what it does on its own, which is move on. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any more questions. All right, it is 1:51. I know I was late, so I'll stay a little bit after 2, you guys, but not too much longer. So Garuda, okay. Tashina Brown, I'm having such an emotional draining day. Ugh, co-parenting. Oh. I just want to come sit with you and I could pull out a treat of whatever kind. Oh, this feels really heavy. All right. Yeah, I'll stay until 1:11. Raquel Escobar, hello. Please ask your question. I will probably get to it. There's a bunch of questions I haven't answered already. Hi, Suzanne Batsurin. Hello. How's it going? Welcome. Yes. Has anyone signed up to Psychetruth Patreon? There are, I believe, last count, that there's 90 plus videos. And so, Mike has asked me to start putting together some classes specifically for Patreon. So we're going to start with a massage for beginners. So I'm excited and so nervous. It's it's just the way life goes, right? You get used to something, all right, but then there's always another level, next level. Mohammed, what to do when you see your ex every day and it pisses you off? Well, so your feelings are sort of your responsibility. So what to do with, so you're talking so you're angry, or there's something, so anger usually is a secondary emotion, so I imagine there's probably some sadness or some loss underneath the anger. So journaling is a really great way of processing emotions. There's a classic exercise where you, first thing in the morning, before you do anything else, you handwrite out 3 pages, what stream of consciousness, first thing on your mind. You're just kind of running a skimmer across your brain. It's going to allow the things that are, underneath the surface to come to surface, and to, whatever that valve is, that lets off the emotional energy. This really helps with that. And it can also help you figure out what's underneath this anger, right? A continuous, a repetitive anger signal, that there's some information in there that's going to be that your body your subconscious or your mind or you in some other form really wants you to have. That's important. And then, kind of touching back on that crown idea, the idea that, you're a sovereign person. It's really normal to make things other people's fault. Like it's her fault, I'm so angry. And so you kind of got to, not to throw you got to sift through it, right? Yes, people will do legitimate things. And at the same time, how we deal with our emotions, the relationship we have with our emotions, because we can't really do too much with our reactions, but how we cultivate and think about our emotions, that's kind of up to us. So, easing, kind of breathing into and playing with that idea of sovereignty within one's emotions can, it's a journey to emotional freedom, really. And I think it's a worthy one. Not there yet, but sometimes I miss being able to blame other people. I hope that helps, Ahmed. I'm sorry. I don't know, but and it's like everything that I'm saying aside, maybe what you need is some separation. Is there any way you can get away from like having whatever you're feeling right now being like aggravated? I don't know. The sound just is like the constant irritation can really impede healing. I feel like Tashina is probably going, yes. All right, let me see what's going on. Oh, wow, I missed a lot on the chat. So Raquel Escobar, one of the best ways, like probably the best way to cope with depression is to get regular exercise, like every day. Exercise is scientifically documented to be as effective, if not more effective, than medication in a lot of instances. It could be like you might double check that, but like science says exercise is good, and so you don't need to go crazy with it. Take a walk. I think it's important to be very gentle with yourself as you start to create the lifestyle habits that cultivate joy and contentment and peace and balance, and that also help to remedy the depression. Getting good sleep, hydrating. And then if there's like looking at, your diet, I don't know, like some combination of all of these things, healthy foods, less bad food. It's always going to be good. Flaxseed oil, B vitamins, massage, acupuncture, art and creativity are often supremely profound movers of depression, because through the act of creating, you're touching the parts of yourself where you're touching where the stuck, where the hurt, where whatever it is because depression is a symptom, right? It's not it's a symptom of something. And then just above all else, choosing to be compassionate with yourself. Right, because that I think that's a bit of that's kind of one of the core, at least for me that's one of the core pieces, is nipping or trying, like it's not going to be perfect, right? So like I'm compassionate with myself, but I'm also compassionate when I can't be compassionate with myself. But it just using that sovereignty piece to say no to the thoughts that are cruel and awful and not useful, right? So I think that was kind of like a bigger piece for me. All right, we went a little deep there. Dun dun dun. Max 145. Hello, Honeybee. Hello, Henry 89. Sorry, I know you've already been on here for a really long time. Kosa, that's an interesting question. Kosa Adiz, I've moved and started a job working outside in a hot, humid environment, and my skin's starting to break out. Do you have any suggestions to counter that? I would start using a more gentle soap. like maybe a Castile soap, maybe something there's I know like there's kind of like this ubiquitous health food store Castile soap with like aloe or oatmeal. Consider, because there's some way for you to like apply tea tree or lavender. Like lavender actually goes a little bit better to me, like lavender oil to your skin. Because those will help with like if this is coming from an outbreak of those are just good oils for your skin. Usually you don't want to use essential oils straight on your skin, but lavender and tea tree, it's okay as long as your skin isn't super sensitive. I don't know, like maybe coconut oil. I don't know, why am I thinking like some kind of bacteria or something? Like what's going on? Like why would your skin start to break out? I'm flummoxed. So like general things to help the skin, hydrating, essential fatty acids, maybe really gently exfoliating, so that you're, so if the breakouts are coming, if your dead skin is being eaten more rapidly by the bacteria causing clogged, I don't know, it's something to like just keep your skin as clear as possible, like really gently. So you could just Google gentle, like honey is a good gentle exfoliant, or oatmeal or something. All right, you're welcome, UAE. Yeah, the others say that coconut oil would clog your pores. Possibly. I use it all the time and I don't have that. Yeah, I really feel this like a tautness. Oh. All right, so it's 2:00. We've got 10 minutes left. Honey oatmeal mask, yes, I like that, and exfoliates. Gary Smith, okay, I see. Yeah, because you've asked this question a couple times. So I'm going to take this from micro to meta. Like personally, I think big picture, you're a sovereign grown-up person. You decide what's good, right for you, what's wrong for you, right? It's not your place to tell me what's right for me, what's wrong for me. It's nobody's damn business, but you're your own boss. So that being said, sexual energy is powerful energy. And whenever it comes to things that are powerful, we have a relationship with that. And so you can have an unhealthy relationship with anything, so it's not up for me to say you have an unhealthy relationship with porn because you watch it. But at the same time, while I personally don't believe in porn addiction, I think that's kind of crap. Whatever, but at the same time, sex is such a powerful, euphoric force. Plus it also can release, orgasms release dopamine. And so if you are feeling, I think that, orgasms can be kind of like a substitute for, a healthy dopamine function. So, look at your exercise levels, look at your diet, nutrition, look at your hydration. What is, how are you, if you've, we'll reach for things that will give us what we need, and we need this healthy balance of brain chemicals. And, if our lifestyle isn't supporting that, we'll reach for whatever works. All right. Hey, Senan, what's going on? I see your question. Elkie, I love that you have an aloe vera plant. I have this flourishing crop of aloes, and it's making me so happy. Hey, Tommy, glad. Oh, I'm so glad you. Thank you. I've been having fun too. Blackpool 77, hello, welcome. Sorry if I missed you. Greetings from South Wales. So cool. I really would love to tour the UK. Yeah, Tashina, like I'm hoping that just, like being here and knowing that we're here helps. I'm not really quite sure what else we could do, if anything. Love you, babes. ED. Wow, there's lots of great questions. I think I am going to end. I did see the ED one. I don't really, honestly, I don't have any like magic bullets other than like looking at your overall health in general. Which, exercise, drink water, reduce intake of crap, eat healthy foods, handle your emotions. Dry kegels, but intelligent kegels. Research them, please. Okay, so Ru Yushin Senin. Hey Melissa, a complicated question here, but I've noticed most people I know or see and who live in my area are very miserable. It's like I can't get away from sad people. Please help. So, are you a grown up? Are you a kid? I don't know. I guess that doesn't really matter, like it is a little bit different though, like if you can't really control where you're living or, if you could possibly adjust. So, okay, there's two pieces here. It might just be that you maybe just do live in an area where everyone's miserable, a lot of miserable people in this country, and there's a lot of reasons to be miserable in some ways, like real reasons, but like access to resources, etc. But and then being unhealthy kind of just makes you naturally miserable a lot of the time, unfortunately. So it just might be that, like maybe people are just miserable, because I think there's because there is. Okay, that doesn't feel relevant. Okay, so you can't get away. So this is so two pieces. How do you cultivate your innerness, right? So if you don't want to be miserable like the rest of these people, you need to have your inner own store of happiness or joy or something good. And then as you cultivate that, and so that, the way you do that is by being yourself. What do you enjoy? What makes you feel full of life? Even if you only do it a little bit. Meditation is a great way of, kind of accessing that in a different way. We can access our inner stores or our inner connection to love and joy and peace in many different ways. Acts of creativity are one. Healing. Meditation is another way of getting in touch with those other parts of ourselves and creating like a wellspring, creating like a sense of stillness. Because a lot of times, because I wonder if you're maybe a little bit afraid too, because I think you maybe have some reason to be, because it's common to whatever the more powerful vibration is, like whatever like the bigger overall cultural norm, it's hard to not just kind of like just naturally get adjusted to that, naturally like kind of start to absorb that. And so by cultivating that creates an, like that creates an inner wellspring that will push away, that'll keep you without like absorbing what, like the hot, whatever the bigger mass miserable vibration is, will also probably make you look more delicious, because you'll have connection, and miserable people crave it. But you'll also need to practice your ninja skills. You practice your camouflage and your good boundaries and your discernment, and your ability to say no. And because there's ways, because any time it's really easy to think that it's the good loving thing, it's the healing right thing to give past when it hurts. It's a really easy thing to feel like that is the right thing to do. And personally, in my experience for myself, and I'm going to just give you permission that you can pick up or not, I think that whenever we hurt ourselves, even through what looks like an act of giving, the hurting of ourselves, the depletion of our resources past like a survival point, that not only it's not good for us, but it's not good for the other person. You know, a gift or an offering of resource can only genuinely be good for both parties when it's good for both parties. So you'll need to practice your skills that way, and then like plot to get out. Honestly, I guess possibly, or that consider that or I guess maybe I'll even say this: be sovereign, right? If you feel like you can't leave, I mean, maybe you're a kid and that's just kind of how it is. Reinforce how you're consciously staying, right? Like I'm just imagining that maybe you're in high school or something, and so you're not ready to leave home. Consciously like affirm, like I am choosing to stay here and like adapt and try and process this because this is better than like going off and being homeless or something. So okay, I hope that helps. Big breath. Yeah, I really get that this is hard. Hot baths with Epsom salts, that might help, just kind of with the stress piece of it. Salt's also a very cleansing thing. All right. Oh, thanks guys. I love yous. Oh, honey, drat, I have to answer this question because I feel stressed out reading it. So, oh my goodness. Oh, I see. All right. I'm also just want to acknowledge there's a whole bunch of chat that I haven't seen. So real quick, honey, if there's a person who I used to be friends with and now we're not friends anymore, she keeps on asking if I want to go somewhere with her. It's kind of stressing me out. Any advice? Please ask her to stop. Just be polite, be kind, be firm. Do something before you ask her this. And like, I kind of would recommend doing this face to face, but do something to discharge the stress. So go for a walk or take a hot shower. How you say it, how you feel when you say this is going to be, I think, as important, if not more important than like, the words. And you want to just use, kind of like, I feel uncomfortable. Use general, like, use I statements. I feel uncomfortable when you ask me to do things. Can you please stop? That's it. You don't want to say anything else. You want to just be real. Like, you don't want to give them anything to like argue or fight with, because I feel uncomfortable. She can't argue with that because that's your feeling. You're stating a simple fact, like when you ask me to do things, can you please stop? I don't know. So it takes a little bit of force, like some firmness, but I think that generally that's better and less drawn out than like trying to sidestep it. Good luck though. I hope that helps. It's a complicated one. All right, guys. Let's all take a breath together. Exhale where you're at. Let's inhale. Let's do 2 more. Final one. Exhaling through the mouth can be a great way of just when you're feeling like pent up and very much like a lot of like big full energy, kind of like stuck. It's very sedating, relaxing with the open mouth. All right, take care everyone. I will likely see you all next week. Please check out Psychetruth's channels. I've got some videos up, I think on the ASMR one. I think at least my back is in a video. And I will see you all later. This was a great crowd, you guys. Thank you so much. Beautiful. I feel the love. This is why I keep doing this. All right. Take care, everyone.